Hello listeners. Today we are going to talk about the topic the IPO allotment. And also today we will be knowing that why do we never get the IPO allotment? When a company goes public, its shares are divided into the different group of buyers. Big institutional investors typically get 50% of the shares. Regular retail investors get the 35% shares and high net worth individuals get the 15% shares allotment. However, if the company hasn't been profitable for the last 3 years, this split changes. Institutional buyers get 75% as compared to 50% if normal company which is oversubscribed gets. Retail investors only get 10%, which retail investors got 35% in earlier case, and the high net worth individuals they get the 15% only. The number of shares you get depends on how many people want to buy the shares in each group. If one doesn't use up its shares in the group, those can go to a group with more demand. For example, if the institutional investors they basically think to buy the shares, then they would be getting the shares, or the regular retail investors they would be getting the shares. These are the second group, and the third group is the high net worth individuals. Now, if there are more people wanting the shares than there are the shares available, then things get a little trickier. Why? Let's focus on the retail investors, which is where most of us fall. There's a portion of the shares saved for the retail investors. The number of shares you can apply for depends on something called a lot size. A lot is simply the smallest number of shares you can buy at once. Also, you would have seen that whenever you are going to buy the IPO, there is a minimum investment of 15,000. Exactly. In India, one lot is typically worth around 15,000 rupees. Here's an example. If there are 1,000 shares available for retail investors and each lot has 10 shares, that means there are 100 lots available. 1,000 divided by 10. If fewer people apply, then there are lot of lots. Each investor will get at least one lot if there are few investors willing to invest in the IPO. But more often than not, IPOs get oversubscribed. When that happens, the allotment switches to a lottery system in which it is a completely luck system who would be getting the IPO and who would be not getting the IPO. This means that available shares are randomly given out, with each lucky investor getting at least one lot. For high retail net investors, the HNIs, it works similarly. They are split into two groups: those investing between 2 lakh and 10 lakh, and those investing more than 10 lakh. The shares for HNIs are divided with one third going to smaller investment and two-thirds going to larger ones. If there are any leftover shares, they are spread out on a pro rata basis, which means bigger investments get a bigger chunk in the shares of IPO. Institutional investors have a different system where they get shares based on the size of their investment. But we will leave that for another day. So, in short, whether you are a retail investor or an HNI, when an IPO is oversubscribed, getting shares often comes down to luck. This process is set up to give a fair chance to as many investors as possible, because we have seen that there had been large number of IPOs which are continuously making the hype in the Indian market. And also, these IPOs are basically divided on the different group of buyers, which is institutional investors, which get the 50% shares, then the regular retail investors, which usually get the allotment 35%. The high net worth individuals, for them is 15% allocated for the IPO allotment. So this is the reason which we can see that why most of the people do not get the IPOs, because it is completely based on the luck, how many shares you would be getting, and if there is a luck, then only you would be getting the IPO. So now I hope that you have understood that why most of the people are left behind and they are not getting the initial public offering, that is the IPOs, in their demat. Thank you for watching the video. For more such videos, do subscribe our channel, like our video, and share with your friends whoever finds it difficult to subscribe for the IPOs. Thank you.